This is going to be a little bit of a wild journey all over the place, but I'm going to try to make it short. Do you remember in one of my last videos, the heartbreaking video about trying to get to the fluid in the rear differential of my Ford Flex and super tight working spaces? I thought all I had to do was get this in there to get on the plug and crank it out, but no, it was not a 3/8 square. It was 8mm, but this was way too long. So what I ended up with, this little guy in there and trying to put a piece of pipe or a wrench on the end of it because there wasn't enough room to reach there. I had been double wrenching with these two little itty bitty wrenches on that in there to break it loose. It was awful. It really broke my spirit, and I'm sick on top of that. You might be able to hear it in my voice. Anyway, for that, this ordeal happened on Prime Day, as luck would have it. So I ordered a bunch of stuff. I think this is all I would have needed, because I think that on there is definitely shorter than that by hopefully enough to get the job done. Anyway, I was using two of these little adapters because there's one, I have one that's even shorter, and it came from my fixit sticks, and that's what I want to talk about. So the fixit sticks, you get all these little bits on this neat little carrier, and they go together like that, which is, you know, pretty handy. That should give you plenty of leverage for whatever you're doing with these little bits on your scopes or your gun or whatever. And it's a, you know, nowadays everything has tiny little Allen and Torx, and so it seems like a handy package. You can get the extra bits, and these slide together, and you can actually special order it with whatever you want, and there's some really teeny tinies in here. And fortunately for what I was doing, there's an 8mm that is a hair shorter than the other one by just a tiny bit. So I haven't used it a whole lot. It seems pretty cool. They also make torque limiters, or it makes it into a little torque wrench, right? And the School of the American Rifle gave it a glowing review. So if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for any of us. But for my rear differential situation, this was, other than that one bit, this was not going to help. But the fixit sticks seem pretty darn cool. A handy way to have a bunch of little bits, way more organized than the junk I have floating around in my box. But when I went splurging on Amazon and bought these stupid things that, of course, in the picture don't look that long, and I might be able to cut them down. I really wanted that ball end. I might cut that down. Anyway, that's when I found this, which I hope will be my salvation. I also stumbled across this kit from Real Avid, and it's got all the, I don't know if you can see, teeny tiny. I mean, it's definitely kind of competing with the fixit sticks, but here's the cool thing. And at first I thought, oh God, you can't get these things out, right? It's kind of stuck in there. Comes out pretty easy. So it goes together like your fixit stick for an extension. The end here ratchets, but for my rear differential, look at that, and it probably has the 8mm or 5/16. No, yes, I think, no, but I have one of them. I have somewhere. Where the heck did it go? I had one. Oh, I'm gonna have to buy more. Yeah, I have one. So that should get me in where I need to get to. Am I going to really go yanking on this? No. But once I have it broken loose, that should save me a whole lot of frustration trying to get in there. So I don't know if this kit is really any good. I mean, quality, it feels okay. I haven't used it at all. The sockets, I mean, they look like typical Chinesium. It's kind of neat that the metric ones have a dull finish versus the standard or shiny. Anyway, I don't know if you can even hear me anyway because the air conditioner kicked on, but these are some of my exciting tools that I panic bought and maybe only needed that, but this is interesting. We'll see how things go.